today I'm going to be reviewing something a little bit retro here. It's a Zboard Ultimate Gaming Keyboard. And first of all, this back in 2005 cost me $59.99 Canadian, which in 2021 would be equivalent to $78.95. And it is just, one USB, as you would expect back then. Interesting thing is that it does have two USB inputs here. Like, don't expect any lightning fast speed for data transfer, but for plugging in a mouse or charging your phone or something, it works just fine. It is a membrane keyboard, which, keep in mind, back 15 years ago, that wasn't necessarily as big of a deal as it is today, even though mechanical keyboard is the older technology. What was a big deal, however, back then was all these media keys, and they are backlit, which is kind of neat. And if you see these, it's Zboard calls them macros, so to speak, and really they're not. Control F5 is always refresh, right? Control F3 is always search. So it just sort of helps you out. However, if you press these two buttons, you can reprogram what they do. And also, if you see here, just like on the F keys, kind of helps you out here. If you hit Control, S is save, Control C is copy, etc. Nothing groundbreaking. It just kind of shows you what it is. It does also have that, which snaps in underneath. It doesn't really move up and down like some ones are magnetic do, but it works. And some other features here is also it's 7-key rollover, which even for today is not that bad. But you're looking at this, you might be wondering, what makes this a gaming keyboard? It seems like a gimmick. And you would be right, but it's probably a whole lot more gimmicky than you thought, because they have these things called key sets. What you do, if you noticed, hinges right there, and a keyboard, and the space bar's in two spaces. That's for a reason, because that comes off. See the membranes in all their glory. Then you can put this on. Snap that on, and as you can see, WSAD keys right here. They're reshaped to be more comfortable. Walk, run, crouch, or just, as you can see right here, left shift, control. But it kind of just reshapes the keys here. And sure, you don't get all of them, but it's the whole purpose of just, in the game, those ones you're gonna need. Like, how often you need that necessarily, so they cut it out. Just like how these function keys also made them smaller, kind of for the same reasons, where you don't accidentally press something. The rest of the keyboard is pretty much the same, except you'll see the arrow keys are over here for some reason, which, yes, that is those 4 buttons. Although I suppose in the game you can easily remap the controls. And another thing is keyboard hat you can get. I don't have it, but you can also get a StarCraft one back in the day, which it looked more like this, except this half was completely different. That half was, they changed it kind of like they did this for all of the StarCraft commands. And that's basically what made it a gaming keyboard. Like, it feels just fine. It feels and sounds exactly like you'd expect for some, what I'd call, cheap membrane keyboard, even though, equivalent to basic and $80 keyboard, it's not that cheap. So those are maybe a little bit louder, but still, for a membrane keyboard, maybe that's a little bit loud. Sounds a little bit clicky, but nothing to write home about. no noticeable latency, no noticeable anything. If you like these media keys, I mean, it's handy. It's not like you can't find something else that has it though. And one thing when you're doing this, it's easy to sometimes just give you a better angle here. Just put it on, snap it in place, and it's up right there. So you have to make sure you push one down and the other down, then the last one, and snap it. And then it has the somewhat weird looking feet here as well. Works just fine. It's very solid. The feet, I mean, the keyboard. It's hard to show you one-handed, but it's not, I mean, for something that's plastic, it's not too wobbly, but the whole thing is plastic, so I wouldn't expect anything better. Other than that, I mean, it works just fine. It's just basically a keyboard. And there